Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Rusty Rolled Waves. So, it is July 1914. I wonder if we're about to be at war with Germany. That feels weirdly. Well, I mean, we didn't enter the war until later, but it is about to become the Guns of August. And it looks like Italy also. Kind of a big deal. Um, so, let's see what the next turn brings. Let's see what's falling behind. That's very far behind. Let's switch that. I also think we probably need some better guns. Right. Oh, we need a few more of those. They're surprisingly expensive. Oh, because they're long range and colonial service, because we need extra tonnage. All right. New docks. And we're going to be at war with Germany. Quadruple turrets. Should have taken all my stuff out of mothballs. They better be on this side of the canal zone, or I'll be in trouble. So let's see if we can find the foe. Whoops. Found something. What's the rest of our order about? Support force. Ah, Rochester. Where did Rochester go? Clearly something is getting fired on. All right. The destroyers can't scout. They can only screen. All right, fine. See if we can find something. Patterson sights an unknown ship. Where? Oh, down there. Let's take our destroyers back to support instead of screen. Uh-oh. I never learn, do I? Oh, we got a torpedo off. That's nice. That worked. And this is why I gave these things TDS. They're not quite Cleveland's, but they're decent. All right, so we're going to move the Atlantic Fleet to Northern Europe. All right, so our minesweepers can go to Coastal Patrol. And let's send the bulk of our modern destroyers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 modern destroyers to Northern Europe. And we're not going to do anything with armored cruisers. They can stay as they are to defend against raiders. I mean, Frederick is competent, but now of the Oaklands. We'll send all the Oaklands to Europe, except for yeah. All right. All right, and we'll put a bunch of 5-inch guns on to deal with destroyers, because we can. Yeah, and we want 4.5-inch deck. We'll get rid of those. We'll go up to 12. All right. All right. So this is a deck that can stand up to Plunging Fire. .4-inch penetration. 3.2-inch penetration. So might as well keep with the 14s. 19.5. 5,000 yards versus, yeah. Might as well stay with the 14s. All right. So I think 4.5-inch deck is probably still fine for this era. All right. Or we could upgrade the speed, but I think I'd rather upgrade the armor. It's a little light on ammo, but I don't really know what else to do. All right, we'll give her a Lexington stack. The superstructure looks very Iowa. The line is wrong, though. There. That's the forecastle. Okay. These things are getting insanely expensive. So from 9,000 yards out to I wish it would tell us at 25,000 yards what the deck penetration was. Because I think we probably are immune to our own guns outside of 9,000 yards, but we might get, it might pierce a 4.5-inch deck at 25,000 yards, but I don't know. Hard as heck to hit there, though. Anyway, let's save that. We'll lay down a couple of these. Well, we'll lay down one now. And another one next month. They decline battle. That's new. All right. We definitely will have a fleet second to none And Great Britain still has more capital ship tonnage than we do, especially given that they have all their pre-dreads still in service, although the pre-dreads are laughably obsolete. But our new battle cruisers are very fine ships. They're definitely fast battleships. Congress has condenser trouble. Okay. It's Coastal Raid. Let's see if they come out to play. What do we get? We just have a couple cruisers. Bleh. They are, however, our modern Oaklands, which are good. Sink any ship. I believe I can sink a ship. If I can find a merchant ship, I will sink it. Come up to 23 knots, which is a decent compromise. Oh, that was fast. We already sighted a ship. Unless it's a battle cruiser, we will rapidly achieve our objective. It's a minesweeper. Okay. That's fine. Another unknown ship. Over here. Okay, let's race you to Emden. Suppress the 4-inch battery as we come screaming by. We're not going to make it in time. Now we're getting some hits. We're already well into torpedo range. And presumably they have torpedo tubes. Turret knocked out. San Francisco's down to 25 knots. That's not great. Uh-oh. Rudder hit. Engine room hit. So why did it wheel out of... That confuses me. Torpedo missed. Acting like a rudder hit. Yeah, I see nothing about... Sure thing. All right, I'm not going to press my luck further. That was a successful action. And we are now going to withdraw. I have learned my lesson from last time. British bases don't show up because we're allied with them, but I guess the bases still don't show up. It's annoying. Also, the fact that the Kiel Canal isn't in is kind of weird. All right, let's switch back to the zoom display. Okay. They had an armored cruiser hanging around somewhere and 5 destroyers and some other stuff, but that's fine. We done sank a thing. I'll take it. All right, let's pause the new one. More cruiser actions. All right, so a battle cruiser and a bunch of destroyers. And that's it. Now, Ranger is, I think, one of the Independence class? Yorktown class. So not the finest ships we have. In particular, an inch thinner belt than the Constitution class. But still pretty good. 9 14-inch guns. 3-inch deck, so not bad. Unknown ship sighted. Bring up flank speed. And give chase. More unknown ships. More unknown ships. That one was masked by the smoke. We'll come further to port. We've opened fire. We claim it's a battlecruiser. No idea whether it is or not. Hindenburg class. That is a decent battlecruiser. Not much belt. 11 13-inch guns. 2.5-inch deck. Interesting. Let's get some gun data. So we can keep the range wide open. Yeah, let's keep it 20,000 yards. They'll have no hope of yeah, at 20,000 yards, they should not be able to penetrate. So, what range do we claim? 18. So we want to stay about this far away. For sure. We do not want to get closer. Let's open the range back up a little bit. How fast are they? 25 knots. So we can come back to 24 knots. Yeah, we need to open the range again. For once, I'm going to fight this thing correctly. Oh, there's a second battlecruiser. Interesting. Oh, but it just has... All right. So we got to be careful how we fight this battle. Down to 20 knots, and they're already 20 knots. They're trying to close so they can pierce my belt. Down to 13,000 yards. So even their 13-inch guns may penetrate our belt at this range. I want gun info, gun data on the 13-inch guns. We're up to 26 knots. We better open the range a little bit. They're pasting our destroyers. All right, we already turret jam. All right. What's range to target? Still 13,500 yards. All right, let's come about. Why are the destroyers doing that? It's freaking stupid. All right, now they turn away. That seems weird. Oh, we're blundering into... Oh, God. Actually, you know what? I'd rather deal with that thing than those. It's actually much less dangerous. Oh, that's a dreadnought. That dude is a dreadnought. Alright, we're getting the heck out of here. And I'm not going to send my destroyers in, because I need them to keep screening me. Alright, we're going to come about so we can actually reasonably fire on these things. But still get the heck away from their battle line. We're going to fight this action the way we should fight this action, which is do serious damage to what we can and stay the heck away from what we can't fight. Yep, we're getting good hits in. Range to target is just on 15,000 yards, so that's fine. Alright, so if they want to let us put some shells into them, I'm not going to object. So I want to keep the range open. Yeah, we're a little close now. Let's open the range back up a little bit. Alright, so it has 4 11s and this had 10 13s. Except in effect it has 8 13-inch guns. Oh, I'd like to be on the other side. I really would. But they turned so that this is non-destroyed. Oh well. So it's still 8. It would have been 6 from the other side. That would have been nice. 9.5-inch belt, so. Lower belt edge hit. Great. That's not the best. We're still at 27 knots. We've taken a bit of structural damage, but we're still fine. We can fight quite well. This is exactly why I built these ships. They're tons faster than the enemy ships, but they pack a battleship punch and they have battleship grade armor. They don't have battlecruiser armor. They're getting some hits in. Let's open the range up again. Oh, don't get away from me. Do we still have the after battery engaged? Yes, we do. All right, so the battle cruisers are still down here. Let's come about. Did that jam A turret? Let's see. A turret is not jammed. Excellent. But we have to come to starboard a little bit more to unmask the after turret. All right, they've just about rejoined the rest of the fleet, and I don't think I want to push my luck against 4 capital ships. Yeah, Mutsa's opened up. That said, slowed down to 10 knots and heavily damaged, so, well, medium damage, but let's press our luck a little bit. Pass through hit. This is what I wish we had all or nothing on this ship, but we don't. Yeah, that ship is not in good shape. Why are we not getting hits on Vitten anymore? Now we are. Oh, those destroyers look like they mean business. So we're coming about. So we'll comb the torpedoes that I assume they launched. And come back down again. Still straddled. Uh, get back up to 27 knots and hope we can catch that pre-dread before it makes port. We're only at 19 knots. I think we found it. Oh, no, claims, yeah, that must be it. But that's the destroyer. Yep, there it is. I don't think we have enough ammunition to sink anything else, so we'll just get this and then leave. Oh god, destroyers. All right, Nicholson is going to put a fish in her side, and that will be the end of it. Or not. Okay, that's better. Pretty sure that's the end of the story for the last German pre-dread. How are we doing on ammo? We are out of AP. We are out of AP. We still have some AP on that turret. So that's it. Let us leave. It's adding insult to injury. All right. All good. Okay, and we'll switch back to zoomed. Because that will be the end of the scenario. There we are. Sank the pre-dread. Medium damage to that battlecruiser. Light damage to the dreadnought. The other battlecruiser's undamaged. Decent. I would have liked to have gotten more than one, but I'll take it. Okay. Come on, give me some more tech. I need double turrets and CLs. Well, that's the end of the war. That was fast. I guess we'll take Tsingtao. And Great Britain took a possession. But that finally gives us a possession in Northeast Asia. And if we can only get some possession in Northern Europe, we wouldn't necessarily need to be allied with Great Britain. But them's the breaks. So, halt. Halt. We'll even halt the second Tycho. All of these things come back to the East Coast. I'm going to scrap our remaining Pre-Dread and one of the Brooklyns, the Brooklyn that became obsolete. And I'm just going to go ahead and scrap all of our New York class Pre-Dreads, which are really obsolete. They're horrifyingly obsolete. All the Minesweepers get mothballed. We'll do a no-cost rebuild. And we'll rebuild all these. I think only the Franklins use all or nothing. Maybe the Tychos do too. Let's see. Nope, yeah, the Tychos were the first to use all or nothing. Because Independence was the last class to not use all or nothing, because I laid them down like 2 months before. They got all or nothing. Tonnage on foreign station is less than it needs to be. So I guess we'll send another Brooklyn to foreign station. All right. So with that balance, we can resume one of the Tychos. Especially because these will all complete soon. All right. And now that they all completed, we immediately mothball them. Yes. Now I want to have a rematch with Russia. Finally, please give me this. I need reliable training and elevation. A new Russian battlecruiser. 11 14-inch guns. Oh, interesting. It's a rearward-facing turret. 10-inch belt. All right, but 28 knots, so a little faster than what we've got. Much less belt. And 2 more guns than everything except the Franklin. Finally. We need better guns. We probably could put some of this stuff into the reserve fleet, but we have the money. Let's take you back to... go to Southeast Asia with that. No. We probably will fight Germany again. Resume construction on that. Yes. All right. 16-inch guns. So in 2 months, we will lay down a ship with 16-inch guns. How long do these take? 30 months? So we're just gonna eat the design costs and just scrap them both on the ways. And redesign them with 16-inch guns. Mackinson. That's next to no belt though. New docks complete. All right. Franklin. All right, that's quite a bit of extra tonnage. So we'll go up to 16-inch guns. And we will kill that turret. And now we are undergunned. 5-inch deck. All right. So more lighter secondaries, given that we seem to mostly be fighting against destroyers rather than cruisers. And we have good 5-inch guns too. They still have a bit of a penalty. We could go to single turrets, but that makes us heavier. Oh, they still have a... That makes no sense. I thought we did the thing that meant that the turrets don't have the problem. All right, so we've now built a very heavy Sodak. For all our effort, all we've done is built a very heavy Sodak. On the other hand, it's a Sodak, what year is it? 1915? It's a Sodak 20 years early, so of course it's going to be heavier. But it's basically a Sodak. Which means, for the record, that we're hilariously undergunned for 47,000 tons. But it's the penalty we pay for being a 1930 mid-late 30s fast battleship in 1914. Yes, the Sodaks were already fat, and this is super fat. But it is our big step up to 16-inch rifles. Although we had to decrease our secondaries quite a bit. But yeah, I'm happy with the revised ship. Watch us unlock some major piece of tech next month that will render it semi-obsolete. But the fact that it's got a 5-inch deck is very good. So let's look at the gun data. So our immunity zone against our own guns is about 10,000 yards to 23,000 yards. Which means against the 15-inch guns on the things we might face, it's probably about 8,000 yards to 25,000 yards. It's pretty good. Sorry, so for anyone watching this who doesn't understand the concept of immunity zone, it's so you look at the penetration, side and deck of these guns, and you compare it to belt is side armor, deck is deck armor, and you see where it'll actually penetrate. Ranges where it won't penetrate, you're effectively immune to that kind of fire. You're obviously not immune because it can hit your superstructure and do all sorts of other damage, but the vitals of the ship are protected inside your immunity zone. So the point of the design, this was one of the neat theories that the US Navy created about when they were coming up with all or nothing armor. And part of the reason they came up with all or nothing armor was because they understood the scheme. The idea is you want to make sure that your ships have an immunity zone against whoever you're fighting against. And you also want to make sure that there is some range band inside that immunity zone at which they are not immune to your fire. And you just sit at that range, and that's how you fight your naval battles. So for us, we have, even against 16-inch guns, we have an immunity zone. And if they have lower armor or lower caliber guns, then they will lack some immunity against us inside our immunity zone, so we will be able to take them. So anyway, let's save that. And we'll have to pay another $10 million to build it, to design it. Revised. Yeah, so we ate like $30 million for this, but the ability to have new guns is quite important. Okay, so we have giant torpedo mounts, but we can't build any heavier destroyers, which is tragic. They hit a dead end again. Yeah, we'll sell it. We need the money. We can put these in reserve because we're not really using them. And that'll save us a bit of money. We'll also put all these cruisers in reserve. And that'll save us a bit of money as well. All right, now let's lay down Randolph again. And immediately halt. So we're on and off, basically. That's a decent light cruiser, all things considered. Especially given that it's half the displacement of Oakland, and not that much worse. I'll take the budget hit. I guess I should have taken the prestige hit, but whatever. Better damage control. Yeah, that budget hit was actually fairly severe. I really don't care about a French minesweeper. Okay. Whatever, we need the money. I feel like giving the Japanese rights to above water torpedo tubes on light cruisers is a bad idea, historically speaking. But money is money. And they'll get it soon anyway. Superimposed gun mounts on destroyers, but not on cruisers. That's my life. Let's open this design. We have 461 tons. Now we have 756 tons. All right, so an ever so slightly improved Franklin class. Another pair of secondary turrets. More main gun ammunition. Oh, hang on. Why does it say old U.S. battlecruiser? Just for the sake of argument. Man. We can't add a fourth turret, even going down to 21 knots. Badger Masher, yes, it is very goofy. It is very, very goofy. Although, to be fair, like the G3s. So what was a contemporary destroyer? Wix class. Clemson. So Farragut's were... the Farragut's weren't built till 1932. Clemson's were built in 18, which is about when G3 was designed, right? Yeah, so yeah, we should have 1,100 ton destroyers now, and we don't. And that sucks. Like, we can put sextuple torpedo mounts on our destroyers, but we can't build them at reasonable displacement. Yeah, Clemson and Wix are almost exactly the same. I don't know enough about British destroyers at the time to know what's a British contemporary. Like, they must have designed something in 1920. Anyway, we'll lay down the next generation. Why not? Advanced signaling. But why are we not getting... All right, I'm going to look up the... I got to figure out where the 1,100 ton destroyer tech is. It's a 1912 tech. Wait, did we already get it, maybe? Did I just not notice? Nope. Nope. We're like 3 techs ahead, and we just never got that tech because our scientists are stupid. They have bad prioritization skills. Increased elevation. But we still don't have better life forces. Yeah, no thanks. Come on, Great Britain, sell us the destroyer tech. I know you have it. You must have it. Yep, they have it. Somebody needs to sell us that tech. Thank goodness. That took forever. And we get improved 16-inch guns. You know what that means? All right. We don't get any reduction, but it's basically another Bunker Hill because we went up 2,000 tons instead of 1,000 tons. We really should get some sort of reduction, but we squeezed an extra knot of speed out, which is good. All right, so now we have 16-inch 50s, although they don't actually weigh anymore. They're just better quality. And we have increased elevation. But we're nowhere near Iowa's 33 knots. And we're really light on the secondaries. So let's try reducing the rounds carried a little bit. And all right, we'll do that because I don't want to only have, that's like a Cleveland level of secondary armament. All right. All right, but we're not going to build it yet because we need to build some destroyers. Frickin' finally. Those are some big old mounts. Oh, we're only at 32 knots. That's bad. And it's only 4-inch guns. All right, so speed. Will we get more than 2 passes? That's the question. All right, so stay here. No, apparently it's just 18 tons of torpedo, regardless of the number of mounts or the tubes in a mount. ABY. We're still 20 tons overweight. All right, I guess we'll come down to 34 knots. No, we need the guns. All right, this is a reasonable thing, I think. So we'll go with this. Let's look at the Clemsons as equivalents. They're 1,200 tons, 35.5 knots, so we're slow. They had 4 4-inch, 1 3-inch anti-aircraft gun, and 12 torpedoes. 4 times 3. So we have 2 more torpedoes in exchange for 1 fewer gun. Feel like, given how I use my destroyers, that's a fair trade. And we're still 100 tons lighter. I would like the extra knot of speed, but we don't have the tech for it yet. Oh, that's what I can do. Yeah, because I do not want that destroyer to have an engine, have a machinery casualty. All right, so we'll stick with that. It has no relation to anything else. And let's lay down 4. We're going to build a lot of this destroyer. Secondary director. Approved 6-inch. Where's Princeton? Right here. Secondary director. All right, so when we lay down Princeton, it'll have a secondary director. Finally, we understand depth charges. Good. Sure. Oh no, I forgot to start expanding dock sizes again. That's wasted time. Ha ha ha! So now when we go to war with one, we're going to war with the other as well. We need a bunch more of these. I guess we'll wait a little bit before we lay down Princeton. Sure, why not? Oh, heck yes. Now we can build real size destroyers. So let's see. We're going to scrap these. Apparently we have to do it one by one. And I have to go to bed, but tomorrow I look forward to designing an actual fleet destroyer. Because look what we can do now. Oh yes, we can make Fletchers if we want to make Fletchers. Four 5-inch guns, 18 torpedoes. So good. 35 knots. Expensive, but worth it. Oh wait, I think we can make twins now. Oh, nope, we can't make twins. All right. Now we've built a Fletcher. Although I don't think Fletchers hit that many torpedoes. I think they were still 4x3. Anyway, this is the destroyer that we will be building. So much better. And if we're lucky, it'll even beat its rated speed and be a 36-knot destroyer. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.